National Football League and NASCAR.
DW, it'll take us about a lap to get up to speed. Next time by, lap 1 will be over 195 miles per hour. Reach up there and pull them belts tight one more time.
Boogity, 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 boys. Let's go racing.
All right, jumping right in with commentary because I've noticed that when trying to segue from broadcast audio to game audio on the restrictor plate tracks, it's just really bland because the engines aren't up to speed. My name's Adam. Thanks for checking out the video. Thanks for checking out the videos all season long. Thanks for the comments, likes, subscriptions, views, everything. Not trying to become the biggest channel of all time. I'm not worried about ads. I'm not worried about growing my subscriber count or whatever. If you find it and you like it, cool. But yeah, our first restrictor plate track since Daytona. We have to atone for that horrible end to the Daytona 500. Speaking of which, there's Jeremy Mayfield. That's who we got into late in that race. We thought we had room to get underneath him or get behind him. And turn 1 with under 10 to go. I think it was like 5 or 6 laps to go. But we're in a whole different place now. Gotta start trying to chip away at Ryan Newman's lead. And if there's a place that we can do that, it's at a restrictor plate track where anything goes, which includes possibly him getting into some kind of big wreck or something. Anything. We need something. Speaking of Ryan Newman, those points, we're still in the top 10, but we've lost some points to him after he got all 50 at North Wilkesboro. After the race analysis somewhere, most likely, we are doing 76 laps. Full damage is on, but no random cautions. I turned random cautions off for this race. Just how I felt it could backfire. It was just a game time decision by me. Alright, we gotta start sizing up how to make passes. We just can't seem to make the pass when we need to on restrictor plate tracks. Hope you liked the little early 90s ESPN flare on the North Wilkesboro race. If the graphics look different or something looked off on them, it's because I've lost access to the software I would use to give the graphics the good 90s feel. We're going to be 3 wide here. Hang on. For comparison's sake, you can see, I'll throw something up on the screen. You can see the difference. Like, there's not all programs give you that hard shadow, deep shadow. on the letters, tied to the letters. Most programs just make you do a drop shadow. I'm not going to go too deep into explaining it, but you can see the difference, and that's what hurts us. That's what hurts me when trying to mimic the look of those, because I just don't use that software anymore. It's on an old Mac I have, and it's in the closet, and it's a whole to do to get it out and flip back and forth, flip HDMI cables back and forth between the two computers, and then making a shared folder to get stuff. It's just a whole mess. Anyway. We started, Siri gave us a 19th place starting position, which in a way is good. I mean, I don't want to cash in any favor I have with the luck gods out there and have them give us a top 10 finish or top 10 starting position at a restrictor plate track when it's not like real, where it doesn't really matter, you know? So yeah, that's on our lesson. Let's make sure Hamilton Jr. clears us before we go down. Pit window is about 28 to 30 laps. And this is one of the longest races of the year in terms of actual real world time. I cannot believe I used to do 50% races. I cannot believe it. For my 1997 season, I did 50% races, and then in the 92 season, we started knocking that down to 35, 30% at some places. And it's much nicer. And coupled with the adjusted pit windows and stuff, I've really settled in with this. This is perfect. I hope some people are getting a benefit out of the spreadsheet I've been putting together. You probably noticed that I'm a few weeks ahead of the YouTube schedule in recording the videos. So yeah, this video I'm recording probably a couple weeks ahead of when it will be uploaded, and that just gives me a good lead time, making sure that the uploads are consistent. And if you've followed the channel for a while, you'll remember that towards the end of this season, they just start, the videos just start coming every day, because I'm done or nearing completion, and I know I can reach that video a day goal, so I just start putting them up every day. I do want to lead a lap. At the end of this race, I probably won't put the lap leaders up because there's so many. I'll probably put who didn't lead a lap. Alright, let's stay down here and block Bobby Labonte back there and lead a lap. Now, I've always touched upon it at Daytona, but how boring. If this was for money, you know, if this was for $1 million prize to win, then yeah, I wouldn't mind leading the whole race. But imagine just sitting here like this all like for the next hour. Like there's no variety, no nothing. So yeah, it's tough to, we have to basically make the pass and have the right cars in front of us at the right time to win at the end. But it's not like any car is dominant. It's just a crapshoot on whatever happens at the end, whoever's there. I mean, this would be the ideal, like, there's no reason why this couldn't be the final lap of the race, you know? And we could win. But this is nothing going on right now. We're about halfway through this fuel run. We just gotta hang out and survive to the end.
Pamela Anderson's going where she's never gone before. A bookstore. And everything's going to change.
20, 40, 60. Wait a second. What did you give me again? A credit card.
The new hit comedy, Stacked.
Do you have anything else to put on?
Well, now this.
After an all-new Simple Life, Fox Wednesday.
Oh, we got a yellow. I can see it in the rear view. Ryan Newman will not be involved. He had been hanging out with us up here.
Okay, we're under caution. Stay behind the 07 car. Keep it under 55.
Here we go.
Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. The pace cars entering the tri-oval.
All right.
The pace cars in the tri-oval.
Let's watch where Blaney's gonna pull up. Right there, no problem. We're back. We're at the end of this.
The pace cars
I know where I'm
entering
at.
the tri-oval.
I didn't have time to say where we were at. But we're at the final little pavilion tent, whatever that Winston Cup Series thing is.
Go, go! Limit 55. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. The pace cars in turn 1. Okay, you're clear.
All right, we somehow
Stay behind the 10 car.
came out in second. The usual thing, with restrictor plate tracks
Okay, merge when you can.
is just taking on two right sides. So I don't know what everyone else did. Seems like they took on 4. Here we go.
Cars in.
I was taking a look at that wreck. Waltrip and Johnson got into it. Bobby Labonte and Greg Biffle both did amazing jobs getting through that. And we'll see if we have any wounded cars at the back of the pack.
Green, green, green. That car's the leader.
We will keep the standings up to take a look at that, because that's important with how the AI doesn't know how to navigate those cars when they, the slower cars when they come up on them. And you can really bunch things up, and actually it really can change a race. And I was looking at the replay as well. Everyone took on right sides. I mean, we took on left sides. And we didn't waste any time getting out of our stall. And everyone else did the same thing. As soon as their car dropped after taking on right sides, they left. So I don't know. Had nothing to do with fuel. That was the first thing that popped in my mind. Was
You're back in the
they have to take on more fuel than me because of the different fuel use they have. But no. All right, let's see. Definitely looks like Jeff Green. Yeah, there's gonna be a couple cars off of the pack, as expected. I mean, I know Jeff Green spun around, and Jimmy Johnson most likely. Jimmy Johnson, I saw him wreck, and I was like, yes. I was like, wait a minute, he's had 2 DNFs already this season. He's below us in the points. He's not one of these guys. But any of these big names go down, I take it. Because of how tight you saw the points earlier. It's just so tight. This is how I wish 1992 went, to mimic how good that season, real world, was, with a tight points race. But that's what this season is shaping up to be. I'm not mad. We'll get another good look at the line here. Eventually those cars that have fallen off will start to completely lose any draft and really slow up. I'm starting to see that already. And Schrader way off. Alright, let's focus on the task at hand. So we pitted around lap 20. I'm going to say lap 21, 22. And with a 30 lap window that takes us to 52, 51. Maybe lap 50. No, because you have to subtract because it's 26, 28. So right now we might be on the window of 2 more stops. Tire and fuel stop, and then a splash and go at the very end. We're where we do not want to be when it comes time to pass these cars that we're going to lap. We do not want to be, we want to be pretty much leading the group at that time. We haven't taken on any damage anywhere. We're just out of the draft. Don't want to get collected in a wreck. Our first 1992 Talladega race, we weren't involved in a wreck. We were just involved in a car immediately in front of us. It was Derek Cope. Something happened to his car and he started to let up. And there was no way for me to react in time. And we got punched up into the wall after getting into him. There's nothing you can do. That was one of the races I look back on where, oh man, we could have, if it wasn't for that, we could have gotten some points. But I've never been a fan of that. Like, oh, if we would have just won that game, oh, if we would have just done this or that, but you didn't. You know? I mean, you can't play what if. Or you can, and just, you know, in wonderment of the situation, but you can't beat yourself up over it. You can't beat yourself up over it. Like, there's nothing you can do. It didn't happen. Plus, if you're allowed to change history, then other cars are, and everything evens out anyway. So what the heck are we doing here? Yeah, we definitely aren't hurt by any means. The car's still fine. We didn't hit anybody anyway. I'm just thinking out loud. Eating up some dead air. Hope you're enjoying all the 2005 commercials I've been finding, especially on Fox. There was that Pamela Anderson show. I vaguely remembered it. Then when I started pulling up 2005 commercials on YouTube, that was in every compilation, and it's all just like, wow, her chest is enormous. Whoa. That was 2005. I don't think that would fly on TV these days. Or you couldn't, at least you couldn't advertise it. Like, hey, check out her guns. Watch our show. And I threw a bunch of Arrested Development in there. One of my favorite shows ever, hands down. I was pleasantly surprised when they started popping up in 2005 commercials. They may not be like accurate, like they didn't air in the spring of 2005 like these races supposedly are, but I think you might have to get over it. So. Speaking of long, I said this race was long. Speaking of long races, next race is Charlotte, Coca-Cola 600. And where'd Brian Newman go? Is he still in the lead? No, I have no idea where he went. I was actually looking for him too. And I think I was just playing vocal grab ass and talking about stuff and just totally missed it. Maybe he just disappeared off the planet, which will help us amazingly. All right, there's a car at the very going into turn 3 right now. So this is where we gotta make sure we stay out of any potential trouble. But yeah, Coca-Cola 600 coming up. Looks like it's going to be a 120 lap ordeal. And it's actually going to be real world time, shorter than this. But just the way the fuel window and everything is set up here at Talladega, it's just weird. It just seems like anything below 70 laps just seems too short for what I'm trying to do. But I have a nice, I know Bristol was a hiccup with BBMC, who made the Phoenix track. This Charlotte night track is nice. They made this one that I'm going to be using. I'll just talk about it during that race, but there's a little tricky tuning in the AI there. Just because our car was really hurting tires wise at the end of a run. So we're going to have to be careful with our tires there. just didn't want to talk about. Shouldn't have done this. This was stupid. But we almost had a little thing with Gordon there in the tri-oval. I was trying not to bring attention to it because I didn't want it to happen. And I was scared. But we're fine. We got to see what Robbie Gordon does here. Is he going to go up high? He is. Good. We're going to... Oh, why did he slow up like this? You're a fool, Robbie Gordon. I don't understand what you're doing. It's always a tense moment. It looks like I think a car just escaped into between 3 and 4 there. So we might have another one coming up. I can probably toss up that interval thing. Nope. Kurt Busch is next, and he's... Kurt Busch, wow. Guessing he was involved in that wreck. I didn't even see him. This is where if you line up, you can maybe get away from the pack that got slowed up, but they're gonna be coming pretty hard. Yeah, they're on Elliott Sadler, so they're coming. Yeah, but he's up there. I mean, if we count wow, there's the push they're giving Elliott Sadler. Let's mind our P's and Q's in this turn. That's as good as I can take the middle lane there, Jeff Gordon. But the great equalizer, or the de-equalizer, I guess, are green flag pit stops. That's what shakes up the field, where we're not just a flock of birds non-stop. Didn't mean to block you, Rusty. I'm just didn't want you in front of me. We have somebody on pit road. Oh, he flew past. I didn't even see who it was. Wow. Turn 1 wreck. Rusty Wallace is going to get very mad. We're taking on right sides. Tell you what, we got to hook up with Rusty Wallace at the end. Oh, friggin' Newman's right behind us. I was hoping he was going to be involved in that.
Okay, we're under caution. Stay behind the new car.
Somebody had fun. All right, going into pit here. Or no, maybe we're not.
Pit road is now open.
Wow, I was totally ready to come back. Some pitters, though, in the rear view. Uh-oh. Entering the tri-oval. Ready to go green. Just saw that wreck. Matt Kenseth was the one who didn't have fun. He's DNF'd. Harvick Jr., Dale Jarrett, and Jeff Burton also DNF'd. I actually don't recall seeing what happened to Burton and Jarrett in there. I'll obviously show it in the replay, but... Yeah, relax, Ryan Newman. Jeez. I'm guessing Vickers is up to speed. He was the guy that pitted. I mentioned there was a car in the pits right before the wreck. And that was him, so he might have just had some kind of issue. I don't think he's going to be slow like Ken Schrader is here. And we're going to be on Rusty Wallace's bumper the rest of the race. Also, I think we should have pitted there. You can see last lap there, 2 minutes. We have plenty of time during pace laps to think or scroll on your phone. And I think we should have pitted. Unless we can go another 6 laps here, make it to lap 26, and that'd be our final stop. We should have pitted under caution, so that when there potentially is a final little pit stop, we're only taking on a splash. Or I would do the math, so we were even with the AI. It might be half a can or something. But we need Rusty Wallace and all these guys not to pit for the next 5 laps. We pitted lap 22, and I don't think that's going to happen because we pitted lap. Well, it might. We pitted lap. No, it won't. I think we pitted lap 20. The window's 26 to 28 laps. Oh, this is going to be tight. It's going to be up in the air. And I don't know. I mean, it's the one tricky thing. And even in the game itself, even if we weren't messing with AI fuel numbers, it was still tough to nail in the tires, and then, oh, by the way, nail in the fuel use in case that comes into play. And there was no really, I don't know. Michigan has always been a fuel mileage race. It always ends up coming down to fuel for whatever reason. And I remember on the base NR2003 Michigan, the fuel was way off. You would have to pit 2 or 3 laps before the AI dropped dead. No questions asked. And that's what originally made me start changing, fiddling with the INI files. Because I lost a big race to that. Ruined my day. That was back pre-YouTube. Tell you what, the window's 26 to 28. I don't just arbitrarily put that number 28 when I put a window. That means cars can sometimes go 28 laps in my experimenting. Or maybe it's 28 to 30. I put up the correct number in the race analysis from my spreadsheet that I keep. I didn't really look at it, or I looked at it a couple days ago, and I just forget what the number was. But especially if we make it this lap. We just have one more stop. And everybody, well, I'm guessing everybody will have one more stop, but all things equal, we're taking on full fuel. Whoever pitted there under caution only has to take a splash. So, I mean, am I doing this right? I think so. Not a big group of cars left. Let's not idly chat and lose the draft. Oh, we got pitters. So we should just go in. It's the right call.
Limit 55. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
Absolutely right call. We would have been slowed up. We had already started blowing up to not get hit. And then we would have been off the pack. Here we go.
The yellow flag is out.
No.
Let's
Well,
go. Race back
I guess
to the
that's
line.
good.
Go, go, go.
I don't know.
Limit 55. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
Yeah, I guess that is good that it came out now and not before we got lapped.
Watch that speed now. Keep it on 3,500.
Let's cross start
in
finish.
seconds.
Here we go.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Okay, pit road is now
All right,
open.
we're coming around. We got a bunch of cars pitting. Those are the leaders. We were at the very tail end of the lead lap whenever we pitted. Now we're coming around. We're going to be top 5 or 6 here on the restart.
Okay, we're back in third. Keep up.
Getting ready here. Just saw that wreck. It just seems so long ago. I mean, these are 2-minute pace laps. I could the pace speed limit is 75, or maybe it's 80. I don't know, but I could bump it up to like 100.
Green, green, green.
It's just
Cars lap down.
It's just a drag. I forget what even happened. Jimmy McMurray got destroyed, or he got spun out by Jeremy Mayfield.
Keep high.
At the time, Mayfield was coming in hot. There was a 10-mile-per-hour difference. Mayfield was getting a huge push or something, or Mayfield was getting a huge push, or Jamie McMurray was slowing down a bunch. There was a 10-mile-per-hour difference between the two cars, and Mayfield just got into McMurray, sent him around, and Mayfield went into the grass. You saw it. And then poor Bobby Hamilton just came flying in and might have killed Jamie McMurray. We'll have to check. But it's more cars off the field.
20 laps to go. Outside.
Brian Vickers behind us is a lap down.
Next car's the leader. Still there. Clear.
But we're still going to use him to get around Newman. He's going to go around us.
Car inside.
So it goes.
Still there. Stay high. Stay high.
I cannot believe Ryan Newman is just hanging out up here. Just brutal.
Clear inside.
Well, we're blocking him. I know that for a fact. Yeah, I was hoping. I've been checking the rear view. I was hoping that that pack behind us got held up a bunch, but it looks like they're catching us.
Clear outside.
But at the same time, I might want them to catch us, because that gives Ryan Newman a better chance of getting pushed back,
Keep low.
because it's about points. It's not about us trying to get a win here. This is about points and trying to gain as much as we can on Newman. But it does seem like it's going to be a relatively small little pack here fighting for the win.
Next car's the leader. Outside. Okay, we're back in third. Keep up with it. Back in third. Keep low. Next car's the leader. Keep low. Clear.
Just wouldn't mind a win. That's all. Definitely seems like that group has fallen off a bunch. Like I was saying, I think this is just going to be, unless a caution comes out, this might be a 7, 8, 9 car battle.
seriously, we apologize. We had no idea you guys were still around.
Yeah, next time maybe do a little research.
Gentlemen, are we ready to order?
I'll have the roast duck with the mango salsa. I don't have much of an appetite, thank you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Way to go, Bobby. Bobby Labonte navigated that like a pro. And now it's a two-car. I don't know what in the world Jerry or Brian Vickers is doing right here. He was right on our balls going into that turn. Had plenty of room. This is where we're at now. Holy cow. That they completely dropped off. We have to get in line. Vickers has to get in line, but he's being a clown. I don't get it. He's being a total clown is what he's being.
Next car, the leader.
I'm so focused on Bobby Labonte, I didn't even see who that slow car was. You gotta go, buddy. Come on.
Still there.
There's poor Jeff Green limping around. Vickers, do not sweep up here. Although he's been driving like a goofball these last few races. And I think if he stays behind Green, he's probably going to catch us though. Vickers is. And we've been playing with our wieners here. That group that we lost might catch up to us too. Unless we just line up with Labonte. That's all we can do. We're not going to try to make a pass. Push him where we can. And we'll probably need some help if we do want to make a pass. Those guys are coming. They'll catch us. There's too much time left. Vickers has the fastest car of all time. I know he used us for a slingshot there, but holy cow.
Clear.
Now, just get in line, doofus. Or just wreck him. Yeah. That group's coming. Maybe not. They're 3 wide back there. I can see in the rear view. I mean, Vickers seems like he's faster than Labonte. So what I want to do is let Vickers make this pass. I should have just helped him, but I want to ride the tail here. I don't want to get in the middle. I'm going to push him a little bit there. But this too wide stuff isn't helping our cause. Trying to stay away from these guys coming. They are on the hunt. Yeah, they're single file back there. We're playing grab ass. They're going to be coming. Watch Bobby Labonte's going to make a move here. They draft, and they make a move. Yeah. But I think it has something to do with the INI file. In order to bring out wrecks, you need them to and bring out cautions, you need them to race closer together. Downside is they get to a certain point and the game tells them, hey, once you get within X number of whatever's in front of the, behind the next car, you make a move. That's why it's a never-ending train of leaders. Those guys have officially caught us. Let's see, Ryan Newman, top 10. 13th, back, and he's back. Okay. He got held up somewhere. He's not in this lead pack. That gives me some, you know, sigh of relief that we don't have to sit here helplessly as he like goes under us for the win. So we can gain some points on him. Well, we're gonna go for the win. But it's not. Oh, we got another slow car coming up that could jumble everything up again. I do know that if we have a situation similar to what happened where we, you know, us and Bobby Labonte took off away from everyone, we need a third car in order to make a pass for the lead. I want to check Brian Vickers' ratings. He might have just. I have aggression up for every driver, but he has something going on. He's been just a madman all season. I called him Jerry Nadeau earlier this race. I wonder how many times I've done that this season. We might, and you know, I'm shitting on him now, and he might take us to the win. He's a lap down. He's not even a factor in the end of this race. All right, lapper. Highline's the way to go, maybe. Yep. Well, everybody behaved there pretty much. Now we got two more cars coming up that are lined up, single file. We got to sneak in here. We can't risk going to the back and losing them. Dancing all over the place here. Yep. I wasn't playing. I was just taking a peek. I wasn't gonna try to get under him, but at the last minute he slid up the track, so we're taking it. Guessing these next cars are going to be wounded a little bit, and they've just hooked up. I don't think they are going to have. They're going to be up to our speed. It's still going to be somewhat of a tricky situation here, but they're definitely not as slow as the other. I don't know. We went up high last time. Oh yeah, one car's missing his whole rear. So yeah, they're slow. They're going to be going down low in the tri-oval, so let's stay high. Gordon has the right idea. Oh, boy. Let's see. Do not throw this race away. Damn it. Oh, that was scary, what I just did. I was like, I hope Tony Stewart knows I'm about to do this. Okay, we're settle the nerves down. Like, why can't this be the last lap? We're gonna get ahead of. We're gonna get pushed by Biffle, and I'm fairly certain with a block. There's no cars in front of us. This is gonna be for the win now. Like, for a little block here, we would lead this lap and win the race. Like, why couldn't all that happen on the last lap, you know? Let's see if we can hold on. Right now, there is no top line. So I'm kind of blocking, and I'm kind of trying to keep them in single file behind us. That's the only way you can win, honestly. I don't feel bad about it at all. Yeah. I'm trying to trick him into going up high. Is he going to spin us out, though? I mean, he is a faster car right now in the draft. We're obviously in the lead. That has to mean something. But we just have to. We can't let him win. I want a restrictor plate win. We've never gotten one in our seasons.
Last lap. You the man. Come on, bring it home.
I'm fairly certain we got this. There's no high line to speak of. And you just block them. Oh, here comes Tony Stewart, but he doesn't have any help. Is that Tony Stewart? I think so. There's no one up there to help him. Unless my power goes out, we're getting a win. Hell yeah. Win number 2. We'll see where Newman ended up.
You won! What a finish! Hey, dinner's on me.
So hell yeah, we got the win. You saw, well, you didn't see because I'm not putting them up, but Carl Edwards led the most laps. 18 cars led a lap, at least a lap. Carl Edwards led the most at 14. We led 7. Ryan Newman obviously led a lap, but guess what? Ryan Newman ended up finishing 19th. I'm going to actually write down to see what happened to him. Because he was with that pack, and I guess some of the slow cars, but he ended up 20 seconds back. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I mean, we held off Biffle, but I mean, Biffle, Gordon. No, I don't even think Gordon anymore, but Biffle. I don't know. I don't know who's ahead of us in the points. I should know that. But basically, we gained a ton of points here on Ryan Newman. That's what I wanted coming into this. That's what we all want. And then in the back of the pack, a lot of carnage. Mark Martin on downward, DNF'd. Just not good stuff. Jamie Murray is okay. Matt Kenseth is okay. And they're going to be cleared for the Coca-Cola 600, which is our next race. Race 11. It's going to be race 11 already. And then we go to Sears Point, Dover, Pocono, and finish out the first half of the season at Chicago. All right. Good win. Real good win. Thanks for watching.